So, hello, friends. This is Dr. Ganesh Lakshman with you from Healthy Business Insights. We're bringing to you this wonderful episode with Mr. Krishna Singh, who's the Chairman and Managing Director for Global Space Technologies Private Limited. He's a self-built entrepreneur, built up this company of his right from scratch, and today it's become so large that it's listed in the stock exchange. He is married and is blessed with lovely two little angels, two daughters and a son. He loves to play badminton, and one more passion which he's got is of driving. So I personally seen him do some long drives, and I think he enjoys driving. So that's a bit about him. Krishna, could you just introduce yourself before we could get on to the business insights from your end?
Sure. Thanks, Ganesh, and thanks for having me here. My best wishes and hearty congratulations to you for this nice initiative. I foresee that this would really spread to greater heights. Yes, you almost introduced me. I think it's a very short introduction. So I kind of started Global Space in 2010, and prior to that I was a healthcare professional. I worked in pharma industry, I worked in diagnostics industry, and also my last assignment was with a biotech giant, and all through been working on product management, marketing, business development and sales. So have seen almost all business related management function in my professional avatar, and we started Global Space in 2010. And as you rightly mentioned, today we are though a micro cap, but we are trading on BSE main board, and we have got a couple of health tech platforms and the products which we have a very niche markets which we're trying to address. So this is in brief about me. Yes, so I'm out and out a healthcare guy. Who has been there in the domain, and with Global Space, it's a tech company. So now I love to call myself as a health tech guy, and so I'm not a techie myself. I'm more of a management person, but I think tech excites me personally, and the last 14 years I've learned a lot in tech space, and I think understanding health in depth and then understanding maybe technology a little bit gives you a very nice competitive edge. Yeah.
Great, Krishna. Good to know that tech is the backbone for your company. Just taking a cue from that, I would like to know, in terms of the tech and in healthcare, what do you foresee how tech is going to enable the healthcare industry and bring in quality and precision in the industry? What are your views on that?
I think, Ganesh, this has a transformational, tech has a transformational possibilities in healthcare. In fact, coming from the industry, though people or the healthcare professionals have started embracing technology of late. If I have to give you some, I would say, hardcore data, I think till prior to COVID, I think the penetration of tech in the entire healthcare industry was way less than what you would see in a BFSI or any other industry. But I think COVID changed the dynamics, and the overall sensitization towards using technology in healthcare business. And I think that was definitely a transformational time where those who would be averse to leveraging technology to enhance their overall professional efficiency were all using it. And what I foresee is that with the advent of AI and in future you have quantum compute, I think the overall healthcare is going to completely change from what it is today. This is my personal view. I think today we typically we doctors call it as an evidence-based medicine,
True.
where whatever has been the evidence, based on that you define your course of therapy. But the flaw in this model is that you hardly have any data being captured. To, so it is more about a human mind's whatever is my experience, whatever I go through it. Based on that, I kind of create my perception, I create my learnings, and then subsequently decide my course of action. Of course, there are journals, there are publications which are happening. But I think with the advent of digitization and AI and quantum compute, you have an immense possibility of large size data being captured, analyzed, and inferences being drawn out of that, which will have a transformational impact on how health is taken care of. So I think we are at the cusp. It's going to be very different from what it is today. In fact, I see it as early as next 5 years, you would have a completely transformational change happening in the healthcare domain because of technology.
Lovely. I mean, I completely agree to what you're saying because being from the healthcare industry and very passionate about tech and healthcare, I think what you said echoes completely what I think. Just to add on, Krishna, just want to understand uh, your business. What is it that you have, your product or services you have, which are used in the healthcare industry, and how is it helping to improve the quality of treatment or at least reach out to the mass?
Sure. So I think Ganesh, we have evolved our solutions over the last 14 years. When we started, so I'll tell you today our business is health tech business is broadly divided into three segments. The first segment is about enabling the I would say healthcare ecosystem. So this is more of enabling with some software platforms the entire very critical I would say stakeholders of the healthcare ecosystem. So we have got solutions for doctors, which would help them digitize their entire operations, including their virtual clinic. It also has integration with EMR, hospital management system, whatever you have in the space. So that is one service we call, which is to enabling the healthcare ecosystem or stakeholders of healthcare ecosystem. So we have got a solution for doctors, we have got solution for mid-size and smaller hospitals, we have got solution for the pharma channel, which is pharmacy and the distributors. So this is one component of the business, which is I would say addressing the overall health ecosystem on a platform. Our second solution is targeted more towards pharma industry, and we work in the space of how does pharma engage with their prospective customers, and we have got there the CRM solution for their sales force, CLM solution for their sales force, plus the customer engagement solutions, which we kind of cross leverage the platforms we have got for the healthcare ecosystem. So it's an integrated solution. So one basket is for the stakeholders, the other basket which is targeted as the at pharma business, and the third category is we have got our own products in the market, which is to be used by the healthcare professionals. So last year we call it digital therapeutics. So there we have a product called Goroga, which is India's first anti-stress wearable. So
Wow.
that's a very innovative, one of its kind product. In fact, we partnered with one US startup where the hardware R&D was done by them, and we kind of worked on the entire software and the AI element of it. And it's a US patented product, and we have launched it in India as well. And we consider it would be a game changer to manage stress and anxiety. As you understand, stress and anxiety is one of the biggest underlying reasons for many diseases, many lifestyle diseases. And this product can be used for just 20 minutes a day. And it is proven, it's US FDA approved technology. It kind of helps. I would not call patient, but the user.
Lovely. I mean,
These are the three
so very
we
good
have.
to hear that you're getting into mental health, and that's a very, very neglected area actually. But I'm sure a lot of people are looking at it. So mental health is growing at a the illness is growing at a very fast pace because of the lifestyle changes and our working style and our living environment and everything. So I think that's here to stay for a long time, for a very, very long, for sure. Coming back to understanding yourself, Mr. Krishna, I would like to know what are the three basic main principles on which you have created your organization today, and what is it that you've learned from that?
Wow, that's a very interesting question, Ganesh. I would need to. So it's like there are certain things which becomes which is more of your habit. So I would rather say that few things in our organization we really want to practice, and we've been practicing it for last 12 years, 12, 13 years since the time of our inception. I think one of the most important thing we kind of put a lot of emphasis on is the culture of our organization, where we firmly believe that I think employees, or I would say the stakeholders, build the organization, and if they are in the right mindset, they can create great organization. And even though we might be small today, but the outlook which we kind of possess, or each one of us, we call ourselves Global Alliance, we possess a very, very strong growth oriented mindset, and that is something which is a culture in the organization. Most of our people, they are driven by a very strong ownership in the organization. So that's more on the culture side of it. Very importantly, we have always believed in transparency. I mean, I'm sure you would have come to our office and you would realize we don't have any cabins. We all sit on workstations, and we believe that, I think there's nothing which needs to be hidden, even by me or the organization. So that kind of gives very, very strong foundation for an ethical and morally upright bend of mindset, which we try and inculcate in every individual who is associated with global space. And third is innovation. So we have always innovation. We have always tried to be out of box. We have not shied away from experimentation, bringing some new concepts, new products to the market. Some of it have worked, some of it didn't work, but I think the overall DNA, we have a very strong innovation quotient ingrained into our organization.
So I think probably it's not. I'm right in saying that you are an entrepreneur who's a risk taker.
Of course, being an entrepreneur itself is being a risk taker. I don't think anyone can become an entrepreneur without without being open to taking risks. I think that is the most critical and important yardstick, or the element of being an entrepreneur.
True. Also, one more thing which comes to mind as obviously being in the healthcare system, which you have been in India, with Modi 3.0 and the way Indian healthcare is moving. Of course, in the last 10 years, a lot of things have happened in the healthcare system. Let's be honest about it to admit. But your perspective in terms of the gaps and what more needs to be done, and how do you think your company can contribute towards filling those gaps? Your knowledge in terms of what do you think from your side, from your personal viewpoint, that we should do to fill the gaps in the Indian healthcare and in the global perspective?
Sure. I think it has to be linked to the overall economic status of the nation and the individuals. So my sense is we as a nation are transitioning from roti, kapda or makan. So I think once those fundamental needs are taken care of, I think in last 10, 15 years and now going forward, health would become a very, very critical aspect for any government or we as a society at large. I think two fundamental reasons. Today we are a very young nation, but I think in next 15 to 20 years we would have a sizable growing population, and one has to build the infrastructure and mindset today to be able to address the healthcare needs. It's not that we are fully sufficient even today. I think I was reading some statistic where our doctor to population ratio is still abysmally low as compared to the developed world average. I think one doctor against every 1600 people. I'm not sure about the statistic, which is way higher ratio compared to I think what you have in a developed world like US and all, which is somewhere around 230 to 300. So I think that whole infrastructure needs to be improved, and people would ask for it. See, the fact of the matter is when your majority of the population is going to move out of poverty, move towards economic stability, they are not going to look for food, or they're not going to look for even makan. The next need which would come is healthcare, and that is where the overall ecosystem needs to gear up. We as global space, we kind of we are mostly in the digital health space. We leverage technology in anything and everything we do. So our fundamental belief is that you can really enhance the overall efficiency of the ecosystem by leveraging technology. AI does give an immense possibilities. Of course, keeping ethical considerations in mind, because it just cannot be a blatant use of that. But I think it can really help scale the overall, I would say, system to be able to address whatever is the need we have today and also the future need. So technology would definitely play the most critical role in this whole process.
So, do you think I would be right in saying that technology is probably the most important thing to even improve the quality of healthcare in India?
Of course, I think goes without saying. I think I'll give you one example, Ganesh. I
Sure.
mean, if you see, there has been reports. I think the latest one being a drug called ranitidine, which is being used since ages, and now there are reports that it can cause cancer. And these products have come from some of the large pharma MNCs. Now, why did it take so much time for anybody to realize the ill effect of a commonly used drugs? As I was saying earlier also, that the real-time data was never captured in healthcare. And that is why most of the decisions were on approximation. I think that's where the moment you start digitizing the healthcare data, you start analyzing the data, you would have path-breaking outcome, and you don't have to wait for some people to get cancer to say this is not good and this is good. So I think these things are going to change drastically. Even for that matter, you have robotic surgery being done. Now, the precision with which surgeries are performed, I think that's going to tremendously improve the overall outcome
Sure.
and quality of care.
Sure.
So I'm very sure, and everybody realizes this, that this is the way to go forward.
Correct. So, as a closing statement, Mr. Krishna, just wanted to understand, is there anything which you want to add in from here, from your perspective for the global healthcare system?
I would take it up more as somebody who's based out of India. We have an opportunity to be the torch bearer of healthcare system globally. Today, we follow what West does. I used to hear that there are very few innovation and trials and research and development happening in our country. But we are more than billion people, and we have a complete diversity of people. So we can become the global hub for healthcare, because the moment we start kind of leveraging technology, we start recording the data and start learning from the data, we can be the torchbearer for the world to say how healthcare needs to be taken care of.
Great. So, just to end, I would like to know, as the name of a company is Global Space. So, when are you going global, and when are you taking healthcare to space?
That's a nice question, Ganesh. So we are already global. I think some of our clients have taken and deployed solutions in more than 30 countries across the world. So that is, from that perspective, we are already global. Of course, I think if you read today, the next home is going to be the space. You will have space stations and space cities. People are already creating that. So the healthcare need is everywhere. Wherever there is a human, there is a health and there is a care needed. So I'm very sure that that's not really far off, that you have a space and then you have moon and you have Mars. Everywhere there's a need for healthcare. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Mr. Krishna. You spoke about your company culture, how the three principles you brought into the company, including innovation, and you gave your insights and views in terms of the healthcare system and how India can become the hub for global healthcare system. And to end, of course, you mentioned as to how already you are looking at the global market and looking at the next space as a big market for yourself. I think it's lovely having you here, Mr. Krishna. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And friends, we'll be back very soon with you with some more new thoughts from some of the leaders across the globe. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Krishna, for this. Lovely speaking to you.
Thanks.
You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, and it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.